Are you gonna tell me where you went? All the messages I sent with no reply.
Hello, Thousand Life fam. Welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Janaea, and this is Live a Thousand Lives. Today, I'm going to be doing something exciting and new. I've never seen anyone do this before, so I'm very excited. I'm changing my TBR game once again because it just wasn't thrilling me, and because I wanted to kind of be more creative. So, my 3 years on BookTube was August 1st. I'm filming this August 3rd. I'm a little behind. I had to make sure all the kinks were out, so here we are. Now, my game is going to be called Land of a Thousand Lives. I'm going to go over the rules and all of that with you right now. The pieces, everything. So, I'm going to be playing with a 6-sided die. I'm playing from an old Catan game that we had. My husband got a new one for Christmas. We love Catan, Settlers of Catan. If you don't know, I'm going to leave a link for you. But this is called Land of a Thousand Lives. I'm just using some of the stuff from that game. So first you got your tiles. Every month I'll be rolling for 2 tiles. Okay, so there are 6 different tiles I can get. If I roll a 1, it is a pond. And that looks like this, meaning I cannot build on it. It basically blocks me from placing a land, and I don't get any reading prompts for it. Anytime I roll a 1, I don't get a resource, I don't get a prompt. 1s are pretty bad unless I'm rolling for a specific thing, which I'll go into. So, ponds are bad. So the next one is wood. If I roll a 2, when I'm rolling for my tiles or my resources, I get a wood. If I roll a 3, I get a wheat. If I roll a 4, I get a sheep. If I roll a 5, I get brick. If I roll a 6, I get ore. Now, each one of these has 6 prompts attached to it. And each tile, except for the pond, has 6 different reading prompts. Now, the pond has 6 bad prompts. So I'm going to go over the prompts for each one. So for a pond, if I get a 1, I have to watch a movie of Joe's choice, which will kill me. If I get a 2, I have to read the lowest rated on my owned Goodreads TBR. If I get a 3, I have to unhaul a book I didn't finish from the previous month. If I get a 4, I have to pick a book from my self-destruct cup. If I get a 5, I have to finish a book that I DNF'd. If I get a 6, I can't read on the weekends for that entire month. Yeah, those are some bad prompts. For wood, if I get a 1, I have to read a representation. That'd be a person of a different race, different religion, different sexuality, different culture than me. Any type of representation that is not my own. That's number 1. Number 2 is a cover with green on it. 3 is a survival theme. 4 is a book set in nature. 5 is my TBR bag. And 6 is a book with forest creatures. So it could be like a wolf or a coyote or, you know, a bear. Anything like that will work. So for wheat, 1 is read while drinking an alcoholic beverage. 2 is a dystopian. 3 is a color with yellow or orange. 4 is scavenger hunt. 5 is reread a favorite. 6 is a book with nature magic. For sheep, number 1 is a mystery or a thriller. Number 2 is A through Z. Number 3 is read a book with a talking animal. Number 4 is read a religious or a nonfiction book, self-help book, anything like that. Number 5 is an animal on the cover. Number 6 is a gray or white cover. For brick, I have number 1 is a random number generator. Number 2 is a contemporary or a romance. Number 3 is a female author. Number 4 is read a brick, read a book over 500 pages. Number 5 is going to be read a graphic novel. And number 6 is read a retelling. Or number 1 is read a book with royalty. Number 2 is self-destruct cup. Number 3 is black cover. Number 4 is male author. Number 5 is weapon on the cover. And number 6 is fantasy or sci-fi. The very first thing I do will be to roll for my tiles. And I get 2 a month. Each tile represents 2 books. So that's 4 books right away. For my first turn, I automatically get one of these little houses. And I get to roll. This does have a prompt as well. A small house, as I call them, 1 through 6. Number 1 is random number generator. Number 2 is self-destruct cup. Number 3 is TBR bag. Number 4 is self-destruct cup. Number 5 is scavenger hunt. Number 6 is A through Z title. I automatically get one of these the first month, but not any month after that. So the next thing I want to talk about is how I get cards. For the month of August, I get 5 cards in my hand. Every month after that, I get only 3, unless I read books. So, let's say in August, I got a total of 5 books. If I only read 4 of them, I can add 4 rolls to my total for my hand. So, I'd get 7 instead of just 3. But if I didn't read any books that I was supposed to from the game, then I get 3. I only get the set amount, which is 3. I need to read in order to get the ability to get more cards so that I can be successful, because there's some things in here that I'm excited for. Let me show you what the cards look like. If I roll a 1 while I'm trying to roll for my hand, I don't get a resource for that. So that's not good. These are the wood resources: wheat, sheep, brick, and ore. So those are the resource cards. They don't count for books, but they do count for other things. So I have to buy other things. So any cards that I have left over, like let's say I didn't use all of my hand, that rolls over into my next hand. One thing too, after I'm done getting my hand, every month but the first month, because that's kind of the rule of the game. Starting in September, I'll have a thing called the robber. He's this little gray person. After I roll for my hand, I'll roll to see if the robber comes to take away half my hand. If I roll an odd number, he takes half my hand from me. The only way that I can avoid this is if I have what's called a night card. Now these cards are development cards. I have to buy them with the resources in my hand. If I don't have a night card and I roll the robber and he's taking my stuff, that's just too dang bad. However, the stuff that he takes will stay with him, and if I get this card, the Monopoly card, I can claim 1 resource, only 1, not my whole hand. Let's say I know there's more ore than there is anything else, and I need ore. I can say I want my ore back, and whatever ore is in that stack that the robber's taken, I get back. So that's the robber, but he doesn't come into play until September. Build phase. So if I want to expand, because I'm going to have to in order to get some cool things that I'll share with you in a moment, I have to build these things called roads. Now, to get a road, I have to have a wood and a brick. Now, roads, I will roll to see who gets to choose my book. There's no prompt. I just have to have them pick a book for me. Number 1 would be my mom. Number 2 would be my husband, Joe. Number 3 will be my son, Tim. Number 4 will be a friend. It was our cat, but you guys won't be seeing our kitty anymore. We think he was either hit by a car or a bear got him or something, because we haven't seen him in almost a month. So I'm very, very sad about it. Yeah, so just so you guys know, you won't be seeing our cat anymore. I had to change it. So 4 is phone a friend, basically. 5 is Caden. And 6 is my dad. And I have to place 2 roads in between a building. So 1, 2, and then I can place another building. The next one is the small house. We already talked about this. I get one automatically my first turn. But after that, I have to pay for it, which this tells me what I have to do. In order to do that, I need 1 of each of these cards. So I need a wood, a wheat, a sheep, and a brick. The next one is, I call it a big house. It's actually called a city. Call it a big house. And for that, there's only 3 options. So on a 1 or a 6, it will be a giveaway for you guys. That's exciting. Number 2 is read a recent gift or a recent purchase, and that's on a 2 or a 4. And the last one is a reward, buy a book, but I have to read it that month, and that is on a 3 or a 5. So that's what the big houses are. To get a big house, I have to have 3 ore and 2 wheat. Now, to buy development cards, which I'll go over each one of those, I can play more than 1 a turn, but I'm not going to flip them over until I play them. So you guys won't know what I'm getting until I flip them over. In order to get a development card, I need these 3 cards. That equals 1 development card. So I'm going to go over what the development cards are. I already went over the Monopoly. That's, I can get 1 resource back from the robber. A year of plenty is I can get any 2 resources from the bank or the cards that I want. A victory point, this one says library. A victory point is a giveaway. A night, I can get longest army, and that at the end of the game, so we'll be playing till next August, gets something. So that's really cool. But a night blocks the robber. The last card is a road builder card. And that lets me build 2 roads for free. And that means there's 2 books. And I have to roll to see who gets to pick my books. There's 5 different cards. So the thing that I have the most of is knights. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 9 knights. There's 3 monopolies. There's 3 road builders. There's 3 victory points, which are the giveaways, and there's 3 year of plenties. Now, I already talked about longest army. Longest army is, as long as I get 3 or more before next August, I get this card. And that means my reward is I get $25 towards whatever I want, basically. Now, if I get longest road, which normally it's 5, but to make the game more interesting, at the end of the game, so in August, next August, if I have more roads on my board than on the side, I get longest road. That means I get $25 in books. So that's exciting. Oh, each month, let's say I have like 3 of these, but I need a brick. I can trade 2 for 1. I can only do that once a month though. But I can do 2 for 1 trade. If I don't finish the books, I don't get any resources or as many resources. When I draw a giveaway, I will buy it that month. Okay, so if I get one of these, I will draw it that month. So on the video, when I have drawn one, I'll say like giveaway in the title. And then I just ask for people to put their wish list and if their Amazon wish list. And if they don't have an Amazon wish list, a book that they really want. Then I'll do a random comment generator and the giveaway will end after a week. So those are the rules to the game. It should be very interesting. I'm excited to see how it goes. Now that you know the ins and outs of my game, why don't we get started? Okay guys, so here we go. I'm going to shuffle these since I put them all together for you. let's get started. I'm gonna roll for my tiles. 6, that's ore. So now I'm gonna roll for what ore is. 4, male author. For male author, I'm going with Neil Schusterman's Scythe. I'm reading this with Kaylani, her book club. I'll leave her channel and everything about the book club down below. Very excited to read this book. And one more. 2, Self-Destruct Cup. 4, Self-Destruct Cup, which this is it. Oh my shit. The Diviners by Tbr Game. That is a big book. So that's The Diviners by Tbr Game. This book is well over 500 pages. So here we go. The Diviners by Tbr Game. So now we're gonna roll to see the other tile I get to play. 1, nothing. So that's 2 books so far. So now I need to roll for my hand, which is 5 cards. Okay, so there's my hand. Now I need to place my house, which I can't place there, so I guess I'll place there, I guess. Okay. So these, oh, I need to roll for that. So my little house. So the little house was Self-Destruct Cup. You've got to be kidding me. Save the Date by Morgan Matson. You are joking me. So I have Save the Date by Morgan Matson. That's number 2. Or that's the second Self-Destruct Cup. Oh, Lord in heaven. Okay, so for the desert now. 6. What is that? Can't read on the weekends. Oh God, I'm gonna hate that. We're saying Saturday, Sunday. So now these are the cards I have. So the only thing I can do is buy a development card. And remember, the robber doesn't come into play until next time. So I shuffled these, go back into these piles. And then I have these left over. That's it. That's 1, 2, 3 books for the month of August that I have to read. I think I can do that. These 3 are the 3 books I have to read in the month of August. I also have to finish this. I am probably going to participate in the newts, so let me get that TBR together. So first of all, I want to say that I am participating in the newts magical read-a-thon because I support G from Book Roast, not because I support what J.K. Rowling is saying and standing for. So I just want to make that abundantly clear. I love G, and she puts so much heart and soul and tears into these readathons that because this is the last one, I want to support her, and that is all. So don't come at me for doing newts. I'm doing it only to support G from Book Roast and not anything to do with J.K. Rowling. Okay? So I wanted to be a magic zoologist. I passed my owls, so now I have to do my newts. I need an O in Care of Magical Creatures, an E in Charms, and an E in Herbology, which means I have to read 7 books. We'll see how this goes. So for Care of Magical Creatures, the first prompt for an A is Salamander. Read a book with fire on the cover or in the title. So for this, I'm going with Where Dreams Descend by Janella Ingalls. There is fire in the candles, so I'm going to count it. I have started this. I'm excited to finish it and see where it goes. For E, it is Flobberworm. A lazy is fine, so read a short read. For this, I'm going with Lady Castle by Dawson, Woods, Farrow, and Nolte. This is about a group of women who end up having to run the kingdom because all the men go missing. They've been killed by a dragon or something. So I'm very excited. I have read this before, but it's been a while, so I'm excited to reread it. O is Hagrid's Hut. Start a book with a snack. So for this, I'm going with The Diviners by Libba Bray. For charms, to get an A, I need to read a humorous book. So for this, I'm going with Percy Jackson and the Last Olympian. I am listening to all these on audiobook because they are hilarious that way, and the narrator is fantastic. I highly recommend checking them out on audio because for an E, for charms, it is Glacius, which is cold. Read a book set in winter. For this, I'm going to continue reading Game of Thrones. They talk about winter a ton. It is very cold, so I'm counting this. For herbology, for an A, it is Puffapods, which is to read a book with flowers on the cover. So for this, I'm going with Save the Date by Morgan Matson. There's flowers on the cake and on the table. I am not sure I'm going to like this, but hopefully I will. We shall see. And the last one is Needle Plant. Read a book that you think is going to be impactful. And for this, I'm going with The Girl Who Fell from the Sky by Heidi W. Durrell. I was supposed to read this last month. Didn't get around to it, so it's part of my notes. These are the books I'll be reading for my notes. There's 7 of them. And I couldn't fit Scythe on there. And there's 2 other books I'd like to read this month. So your girl is just crazy. So I also have Scythe. I want to read A Court of Wings and Ruin. And I want to finish reading High Voltage by Karen Marie Money. So your girl's got all these books that I have to read. Well, that I need to try to read in August. But I technically only have 3 books I need to read, and that's Scythe, Save the Date, and The Diviners for my TBR Game. Also, I forgot to mention, I will still be putting money into my TBR jar for the books that I don't complete in this game too, but it's only for the books on my actual game TBR, not other things like read-a-thons or buddy reads and stuff like that. So, 3 books this month that I have to read. So, I need to get going because the only book I've been reading is Game of Thrones. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I hope you enjoyed this new game. I am excited. We're gonna build our own land of TBR, our own land of 1,000 lives, you guys. I'm excited to see how this goes. I hope you are too. And remember, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ding that bell so you can get notified when I upload new videos. Please let me know in the comments below what you're reading in August. If you have a TBR game, please link it down below. I love watching them. If you'd like to be my friend on any other platform, all of my social media links are in the description box below as well. Any channels that I have mentioned or access to the game, anything like that, will also be in the description box below for you guys, as well as how I do my thumbnails and my backgrounds and stuff like that is in the description box below. My Amazon wishlist is also there if you want to check that out and see what I'm interested in owning, or if you want to send me a nice surprise, feel free. You do not have to. And remember guys, a reader lives 1,000 lives, and so can you. So keep on reading. And remember guys, to stay safe, be healthy, be happy, be kind, and always love one another. Bye.
It's like that. You're just gonna walk into my room. I hate how you assume